What's up guys, today we're going to be talking about why I finally upgraded from the Huawei P20 Lite. It was usually the phone I was using the most. You guys know I had quite a few phones, the Galaxy A50, Umidigi F1, and I always stuck with the Huawei P20, and I want to get into the reasons why. And why I finally chose to upgrade to the Xiaomi Mi 9. Now, I'm not going to put heavy emphasis on speed and all that stuff because this phone is a 2019 phone and this phone is a much older phone, so you know, obviously it's going to be faster and better. But I want to just explain why I really held on to the P20 Lite and why I really loved it so much. So one of the main reasons I held onto the P20 Lite was because of the form factor. So let me go ahead and ditch the case on here. The form factor on this phone is really nice, and what I mean by that is that a lot of phones that I use were uncomfortable for me to hold. If you have sort of smaller hands, big phones like this or like the Galaxy A50, they were kind of hard for me to hold. But with the Xiaomi Mi 9T, this phone has been one of the most comfortable big phones that I've used. So this has a 6.39 inch display. This has a 5.84 inch display, and the reason why I held on to this because it's so comfortable in the hand, and that's a big thing for me. A lot of people don't really care about comfort, but I don't like holding a phone in my hand cramping up and stuff like that. I just don't like that. I don't like having to you know, do these long stretches to get to the status bar. But with the Xiaomi 9T, it is a real joy to hold, and plus you have that full screen display that you really get addicted to. Off the bat, it's just beautiful. It has that pop-up camera, but let's go ahead and just go over the hardware of both. So if we turn to the back of each phone, you can see for a mid-range phone, the Xiaomi 9T has a glass back. The P20 has a plastic back. So this is phone, the 9T feels much heavier, and it feels so good in the hand. The sort of curved design on here, as you can see, this is sort of really boxy, and this has a curve, and it just feels great in the hand. It has a really nice weight to it, and I just love the form factor. It was one of the main reasons I switched. Now, of course, they both have USB-C. They both have a headphone jack. The 9T is on top, and that's really awesome as well. Hardware wise, they both are still really great. I think I still prefer the Huawei sort of back design. It looks really nice, especially in the sun. You get all these sort of crazy looking designs, and on the 9T it's just, you know, a standard little stripe pattern or whatever. It's not too crazy. So you do have a triple camera setup on the 9T, which I thought was worthwhile. The front camera, people were saying that it's blurry. I know MKBHD had the he had the K20 Pro, so I'm not sure about that. But on the 9T or the K20 standard version, I didn't have any issues with the front camera. But if you don't know, the camera pops out if you have not seen that before, and it looks really awesome. So let's go ahead and talk about the specs real quick. So for the 9T, you do have an AMOLED display. It is 1080 by 2340, 403 ppi. For the P20 Lite, you do have a 5.84 inch display, 1080 by 2280, and 432 ppi. So the pixel density is higher on the P20 Lite, and it definitely shows on a smaller display. It is a little bit more sharp, but the great thing about this display is that it's always on, which is really awesome. So you don't have to worry about, you know, turning your phone on to see notifications and all that stuff, or to get to the fingerprint scanner. And the on-screen fingerprint scanner on here works very well. It's just as fast as the P20 Lite. It's not gonna be, well, I'll let you guys see. So 3, 2, 1. My hand didn't register. Let's try it again. Alright, 3, 2, 1. So it's not the P20 Lite is going to be faster, But I was impressed with this one. It's definitely not slow by any means. It's definitely faster than the A50, which I'm fine with. It doesn't bother me at all. Alright, so this does not have SD card support, which sucks. The P20 Lite has SD card support up to 256 gigs, which is very awesome. You do have a dual camera setup on here. The main camera on the P20 Lite is 16 megapixels. The main camera on the 9T is 48 megapixel, and then the other cameras are 8 and 13 megapixels. The ultra wide is 13, and the telephoto lens is 8, which is very nice. And you have dual flash as well as that motorized pop-up camera. So they both have 3.5mm jacks, like we said. NFC you do have on the Xiaomi 9T. You do not have NFC on the P20 Lite. And here's another big one. The P20 Lite has a 3000 milliamp battery, and the 9T has a 4000 milliamp battery. So you're getting much better battery life on the 9T. It'll last you about a day and a half. The P20 Lite will last for about a day, and you're gonna have to charge it. I usually find myself having to charge this phone up a lot. So you know, just know that you do have 18-watt USB Type-C on here as well. And which UI would I prefer? I like the P20 Lite's UI because it has Google Now. Other than that, I think Xiaomi has more features with their UI, but I just like having the Google Now, and you don't have that on here, which really sucks. So let's go ahead and get into some you know, generic speed tests. Let's go ahead and clear all the apps out. They're already cleared out. Let's go ahead and launch up YouTube so you can see the difference between the processors, and it makes a big difference and why you should upgrade to this phone. 3, 2, 1. And it just beat it there. Let's try Gmail. Yeah, see, I don't know. Hey, of course it was alright. Let's try Twitter. And the P20 Lite, it was never a slow phone. That's why I never got rid of it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it beat it there. So I don't know. Sometimes it trips up. Let's try Spotify. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so you can see it definitely takes. This phone is faster. I don't know what was going on with the YouTube, but it's definitely been faster since I've been playing with it. It just felt faster. Let's try to launch a game. Bejeweled. 3, 2, 1. And this is where you see the speed in the Snapdragon. It's just fast when you try to launch games. Definitely. So you can see big difference.
Welcome back.
And playing games on a full screen display is just awesome. It's such an immersive experience. You're definitely going to love it. I thought I had more games on here. Alright, let's try 8-ball. And you see much faster. So now video watching experience is going to be much better on the 9T, obviously, because it has that huge display. As you can see, it's just really immersive. The speakers are about the same. I'm not gonna say the P20 Lite is better or worse. I just feel like they're the same. They're the same, firing out of one speaker. There's no dual speakers on either one, and as you can see, you know, it's just not gonna be as immersive, especially with that notch. You know, there's just no competition here. Watching videos on the 9T is just much better. So let's go ahead and do a quick sound comparison so you can hear the speakers. So you can obviously hear that when you're listening to music, the P20 Lite just does not have enough thump, and it's just not as loud. So the speakers on here are louder, and it's got more bass to it, and they just sound overall better. Now let's talk about picture quality, because there's not a huge difference. The biggest difference is the telephoto lens and the ultra wide, but really it's just the telephoto lens, because you do have dual camera on the P20 Lite. But as far as just raw picture quality, it looks pretty good. Both of them look good. I'm not gonna say the 9T looks better slightly. It gives off a better it gives off sharper images, clearer images, especially when zooming in. But overall, they both look really great, and I didn't think one was like super better than the other one. I wasn't blown away. The last time I was really blown away was when I had the Pixel 3a. That was when I was blown away. But otherwise, these two are they take pretty good pictures. I wasn't dissatisfied with either one. So we're gonna wrap this up. Those are my reasons for upgrading to the 9T as pretty much my daily driver. Even though I'm always reviewing phones and stuff like that, this is the phone I'm usually going to be going to most of the time, unless another phone comes along that I like more than this one. But just to wrap everything up, the screen is one of the big factors on why I'm upgrading, and just how comfortable it feels in the hand is one of the biggest reasons. The speed is not so much a huge reason, because I never felt like the P20 Lite was slow. But compared to this, if you go back to the P20 Lite now, you're gonna notice that it's just a little bit slower. So that's definitely a good reason to upgrade. Cameras, I didn't notice that much of a big difference with cameras. I think they both have really excellent cameras. You do have a telephoto lens on here, which is great. No expandable storage, which sucks. Another big reason is the 4,000 milliamp battery. Getting that day and a half battery life is excellent. It makes you not want to go back to a phone with a small battery. That's definitely for sure. But other than that, the P20 Lite is still a great budget device. This is $314. The P20 Lite is $220. So if you were going to get one, go with the Xiaomi 9T. Most definitely, it's just the better phone. But the P20 Lite, it's a great phone for even it being such an older phone. That's how good of a phone it is. It's an old phone, but it's still good. So thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.